Wow, we are live again. It's Wednesday. Good morning, good day, and good evening, wherever you are connecting from. Elsa Rapudi here from the sunny Pretoria in South Africa. I am here to share with you an interesting topic about discipline. Oftentimes we hear people saying that she is disciplined. She lacks discipline. She needs to be disciplined. So let us take it away. What is discipline? Discipline is an act of rule and regulations which we follow from childhood until the end of our life. During our childhood age, our parents, our grandparents, and everyone within our vicinity, within our surroundings, even teachers, ministers, priests, and neighbors were responsible to discipline us. But nowadays, things have changed. You know, in most of the countries, when you discipline a child, they say you are violating the child's rights. Hence, we see a lot of confusion in our lives today. Life is not the same like before, and life will never be the same again. We've got Mr. Rotluck. Thank you so much. I welcome you on board. I really appreciate your support. And it is reflected in one of the scripture that our earthly fathers disciplined us for a few years, doing the best they know how. And I think you will agree with me if I can tell you that if you want to become wiser, if you want to acquire more knowledge, go and drink from the well that never dries. And that well is our forefathers. Those are the people who are full of respect. They were disciplined and they are ready to part with knowledge. But for God's discipline is always right and good for us. It means we will share in His holiness. You know, if you want to be disciplined in God's arena, all what we have to do is to obey His commands. Obey His commands, and you will step into His holiness. Obey His commands, and you will step into the kingdom of His righteousness. Obey His commands, He will bless you in your nation and in your cities. Obey His commands, He will fight against your enemies. When they attack you, they will come in one direction, but they will scatter from you in 7 different directions. That is the promise that God has for all of us. And no discipline is enjoyable while it is happening. It is true. It's so hard, you know, to be disciplined or to be taught how to become disciplined, but it is worth it. And, you know, there will be a great harvest of right living for those trained in that way. If you are disciplined, you will be harvesting in a great way of right living for those who knows how to help you on how to become disciplined. And anyway, let me challenge you by asking this question. Who does not want to live a life of a purpose? To live a life whereby there is a whole lot of discipline. I welcome you on board, my brother. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, I, for one, I want to hang around with people who are full of discipline. People who are disciplined and people who will help me to become more disciplined. And if you are one of them, know that I welcome you with open arms into my circle. Because I know that living a life that is full of no discipline is not worth it. And this is not how we're supposed to be living our lives. And the characteristics of disciplined person is that they perform their work in timely manner. They perform their work in the right way and in a given time. That is the most characteristic of a disciplined person. And you know, wherever they are, you will see them that they are disciplined. And they are very few in number. Very few. Very few. And should you get someone as a friend, or if one of your member of your family is disciplined, embrace them. Embrace them. They are so scarce, like diamonds. They are so scared, and we need those people to come and change this world to make it a better place for all of us. And discipline, it's something that keeps every person in control. You know, if you are disciplined, everything that you touch will turn into gold. Everything that you do will flourish. And this is even reflected in the scripture of Deuteronomy when God promised us that if you obey all my commands that I'm giving you today, I will bless you in everything that you do. So who doesn't want those blessings, if I may ask? And it motivates a person to progress in life. You know, whenever you are disciplined, you will be blessed when coming in and when coming out. Therefore, this will motivate you to do more in life because you are progressing. Unlike a person who's not disciplined, you know, everything that they touch turns into a curse. Everything that they do, they never get it up to the end. Know that that is a curse, and you have to do something about it. You need to be disciplined. And what I like about discipline, you know, it's not something that can be purchased over the counter. It's something that we are taught from our homes. In most of the times, we say that charity begins from home. Yes, it is true. And at times, you know, it eats me from within when you look into someone out there living a reckless life coming from a disciplined family. It does happen, yes. And it hurts so much. It does happen. So if you know that you've got such a candidate in your family, help them out. You know, encourage them to read the materials about discipline. And let them listen to the radios, you know, or on internet, let them search for the literacy. The literature that will help them to gather more information on how to become disciplined. And what are the importance of discipline, if I may ask? Without discipline, life of an individual will become dull and inactive. And I guess you will resonate with me with the statement because, somebody who's not disciplined, they're not even disciplined with time. They do a whole lot of nothing when it comes to time. And whereas a disciplined person, at times, they feel that, they can add extra minutes to the 24 hours because they are disciplined. They are focused in whatever they do. And a disciplined person can control and handle the situation of living in a sophisticated way than those who do not. It is true. A disciplined person, they've got the wisdom and the knowledge on how to deal with sophisticated situations. And in most of the time, you find that these are our gold treasures in our lives, because in most of the time we run to them for advices. And you need discipline to make things easy for you to handle. Yes. If you don't have discipline, nothing will be under control. Everything will just be in a mess. And it brings, savings to your life. Because if you are disciplined, you'll have time management. If you are disciplined, you'll know how to save your resources. You'll never be wasteful, unlike someone who's not disciplined. Have you ever noticed how these undisciplined people behave in a society? They behave in a awkward way that you can ever imagine. Even if you try to help them, they will never appreciate, because they don't know the value of those things, and they don't know the value of discipline as a whole. And now we've got different types of discipline. We want discipline everywhere in our lives. It can be at home, it can be at school, it can be at church, it can be in your working environment. You find that, there will be those disciplinary measures that will be put into action for all members to be aware of them. And even at home, even if at times we don't write them down, but we do have those disciplinary measures that if you don't do this, know that you'll be grounded. Should you do this the way I tell you, know that you will have this. Isn't it a way of discipline? It is, because we encourage younger generation to take control of their emotions, to take control with their behaviors. And self-discipline derives from within, and it needs a lot of motivation and support from others. It's something, as I've already explained, that you cannot purchase it over the counter. It's something that has to come from within. I compare it with respect. Respect, it's something that it's claimed. You have to earn it. You earn it because you respect yourself, so that the next person can respect you. Just like with discipline. The way you conduct yourself out there in the world, people will determine what type of a person you are. They can tell if you are disciplined, or they can tell if you are someone without morals. And it is so good to practice discipline from early ages of our lives, because if you miss it during your childhood age, it might be difficult for you to get disciplined. And self-discipline means different things to different person. You know, it varies from one person to the other. And for students, this has got a different meaning as well. You know, when we say that a student is disciplined, it's when they obey the commands of their teachers at school. It's when they do their work appropriately. It's when their morals from home are so distinguished that they have discipline or they don't have discipline. So I still say charity begins from home. And for employees, also, it's different. There are some adults in a working environment. You know, you will ask yourself, but what is wrong with this person? Is he or is she, or are they aware of what they are doing through their wayward behavior? And for children, it means, you know, charity begins from home again. It means the responsibility of our parents. It means the responsibility of our guardians or our forefathers, or even our helpers. Those that we help, we ask them to come and help us in growing our children, because it takes a village to raise a child. And the meaning of discipline, it changes with the phases of life and priority. As I've mentioned, that at home, that's where the discipline starts. And if somebody takes it out to the outside world, they will not find it difficult, you know, to can engage in any situation, to can engage in any environment. At work also, you will see if a person is disciplined. Even at school or even in the street, you can see if a person is full of morals or he or she doesn't have any morals at all. That's why I say, you know, it differs from phases of life and priority. And not everyone can be disciplined, because it involves a whole lot of hard work and dedication, especially those who miss discipline at a very early age. They find it difficult to can acquire discipline at a very late age. An essential part of life is discipline. Without discipline, life will be difficult for you. Without discipline, no one will ever want to hang around you. Without discipline, people will not wish to work with you. So, my friends, let us do self-introspection about ourselves regarding self-discipline. And right from when a person is a child, that's when the foundation of discipline has to be exercised. We teach them the art of discipline, and we enable them to can be able to solve sophisticated situations they encounter in their daily lives. In simple terms, discipline is the right practice. And in short, discipline is everything. Because if you are disciplined, you will have good morals, you will have respect, you will know how to love yourself before you can love the next person. You will be honest with yourself and the others. You will be honest with yourself and the others. And discipline, it's your mind. You know, everything starts in our minds with an idea. And we are the products of our thoughts. So, my friend, let us be disciplined. You know, it's not hard. To me, I can say to be disciplined is to be able to differentiate wrong from right. Let us be disciplined so that even our mighty Father will bless us in enormous way that we can ever imagine. Let us be disciplined for us to can be able to associate with other people out there. And discipline is your power that is in your hand. Do you know that we've got enormous power instilled in us? We also have saving power, whereby you can save lots and lots of sophisticated situations. So that is part of discipline again. And discipline is great speech and powerful, wise words. You know, if you talk nice to people, they will detect if you are disciplined or not. So, my friend, I still encourage you. It's never late to start to improve the person that you were yesterday. Work on yourself, discover yourself, and become a better version of the person that you were yesterday, not a better version of somebody else. No, it has to be you and about you. And to live a life of no regret, we need to have discipline in our daily living. And I guess you'll resonate with me that whenever you are disciplined, everything that you do will be done in the right way. And therefore, no regrets about whatever that you do and whatever advice that you give to other people and whatever you think. Do you ever do too much of anything and then regret it later? It is time to discover yourself. It is time to discover yourself and evolve. And do you grimace or groan when the word discipline is mentioned? Are you one of a kind, my friend? If you're one of a kind, start to discover yourself and improve on your weak points. It's never late. And we all seem to dislike the thought of discipline, but actually, it is our friend. There's nothing that we can do without discipline. Even if you can say what and what, discipline is our friend. So pay a good visit to our friend, discipline. And Father Lord, we thank you for giving us the spirit of discipline and self-control and help us to use it at all times. That's a powerful statement, isn't it? Because without asking for the wisdom from the Almighty, we are nothing. We will perish. And again, it says that blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord and has confidence in him. He does not stand on the side of those who commit sin, or he does not sit on the seat of scoffers. He will be like a tree planted by the water with the roots that are deeply embedded into the stream. And, you know, the leaves will be green throughout and he will bear fruits. And this man is not afraid when the heat comes, or is not worried about the drought, because he knows that he is equipped with all the blessings for his daily living. So take courage, my friend, and let your conscience tell you what to do. Do something new, something that you have not done. and you don't have to talk back about anything, whether you are being corrected about your behavior or your morals. Don't talk back. Just say thank you to make me aware. I will have a look into that. Simple as that. And again, discipline begins with the mastery of our thoughts. If you are able to master your thoughts, if you are able to control your emotions, no matter what situation you find yourself to be, control, control, control. It's so important. And if you don't control what you think, you cannot control what to do. As I've mentioned earlier, that everything starts with an idea, and we are products of our thinking. What you think is what you will do, and what you think is what you will get in your life. So simply, self-discipline enables you and think wisely and act wisely with discipline afterwards. Yes. And your complaints, your dreams, your victim mentally, your thinking, your blaming, all of your single step closer to your goals or dreams will determine if you are someone who is disciplined or not. So let go of excuses and move on. Get going. You deserve better. Go and earn it. You can have so many excuses to say that, I did this because of this and that, but your excuses, my friend, won't add any value into your life if you don't have discipline. And you sometimes think you want to disappear, but all you really want is to be found. It doesn't matter how many times you can hide, thinking that you will never be found. You will be found if you intentionally behave in a manner or in a way that is inappropriate. Laws are there to be followed, and laws are created for all of us, and that takes a whole lot of discipline. Because if you're not disciplined, you'll think that somebody else or those laws are against you. No, the laws are there to ensure that there is control, to ensure that there is peace of mind to all of us. We all need peace of mind, isn't it? And we can only have peace of mind if we are disciplined. And sometimes you need bad things to happen to inspire you to change and grow. Isn't it that we enjoy in our struggles? And our struggles brings endurance, and endurance will bring character. Character will bring hope, and hope will never put us to shame. And know that every storm, every animosity, every adversity happening in your life happens for a reason, and each and every challenge carries with it a potential. So if you are only disciplined, you'll be able to can detect and depict those potentials. If only you are disciplined. Without discipline, you'll hear a person saying that revenge is sweet. That is just wasting of time and energy. Because revenge is sweet is not even written anywhere in any literature. It's not there. It's something bad that we have in our minds. So my friends, if you are one of those with a type of mentality Please erase it and declutter everything that is negative in your mind to allow new things to happen, to allow new information that will help you to change in becoming a better version of the person that you were yesterday to happen. And you've got to push yourself because no one else will do that. As I've mentioned, that discipline is something very difficult, but you have to be disciplined and you have to push yourself, to acquire it no matter what. It's one of the fundamental aspects that will make us to become successful in life. And whatever you believe about yourself on the inside, in what you will manifest on the outside. As I've mentioned, that discipline, it's something from within. And if you have it in your heart, then you will radiate it to the outside world. You will pass it over to the people that are in your vicinity. And when you are busy creating your own fulfillment, you won't feel the need to seek it from others. If you are disciplined, if you are quite sure of your wisdom, if you are quite certain that everything that you do is within the scope of our daily living, you won't become an opinion seeker, seeking for advices from other people. No, instead, you will attract those who will seek opinions from you, and you'll be able to give them the right information. And you can't change what has happened. So don't waste your time thinking about it. We cannot live in the past. What happened, happened, and forget about it. Don't focus your energy and your time on them. Make a move and move forward. And this also will help us to declutter our minds, of old paradigms, to shift them, to change, and to replace them with new paradigms. So yours is a powerful thing. When you feel it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. Wow, what a powerful statement. So let me see under comment section, up to so far, what is your take out of this topic of discipline? I'd like to hear from you. And if you're presenting yourself with confidence, you can pull off pretty much of anything. When you are full of discipline, you will be able to do anything in the rightful manner. And your opinion, it's not my reality. What you think about me, it's not my problem. It's your problem. And I'm not going to entertain it because I want to move on with my life. I don't want to get stuck with things that are not going to add value into my life, because I am someone who is disciplined. And I encourage you to do the same. And see if you can catch yourself complaining in either speech or thought about a situation you find yourself in, what other people do or say. Your surroundings, your life situation, and even the weather. Let us stop complaining. Complaining also, it's a silent killer. And it depicts that a complainer, it's someone who is not disciplined. A complainer is someone who lacks good morals. So let us stop complaining. Instead of us complaining, how about if we ask for wisdom and ask how to go about the situations or the type of the challenges that we encounter in our lives? And to complain is always non-acceptance of what it is, invariably carries an unconscious negative charge. You know, if you start complaining, or if you are complaining, know that you carry with you a negative energy. And all successful people don't want to attract negativity in all their means, because we know that whatever you give out is the same thing that you will attract. So what's the need to attract negativity? It's not going to add any value into your life. Attract only positive things to make you improve in becoming a better version of the person that you were before. And so when you complain, you make yourself a victim of circumstances. You know, do not become a volunteer victim in any situation by attracting negative energies and by complaining. No matter how difficult the situation you find yourself to be, know that there is a greater potential. And if you are one of those people who likes to complain, please, my friend, reset your mindset. Reset your mindset and evolve. Reset your mindset and change. This world has changed, and even now it's still changing. Look, now I am on internet. I'm online in South Africa, but I know I'm connected to someone in UK. I'm connected to someone in America. I'm connected to someone in Namibia, Australia, or somewhere else in the Philippines. So the globe or the world now is a village. How awesome it is. We create relationships online. We learn online. Information is easily accessible, unlike before. We connect with successful people online, unlike before. Isn't it awesome? And I encourage you to be peaceful and be courageous. Obey the law and respect everyone. Without obeying the law, nothing that is positive will be attracted to you. And be courageous and focus on the things that you like doing. It's even written in one of the scriptures whereby God promised us not to be fearful, but to be courageous and to be bold in everything that we do. So don't waste time. Take up a leap of faith and be courageous and change. Because the future belongs to those who prepare the future today. Like now, my friend, it's towards the end of the year. Let us start preparing for 2022. We have learned last year, 2020, that COVID brought us all into a standstill. And have you ever imagined that this shaking is God who wanted us to know who He is? And He wanted us to strengthen the covenant relationship with Him. So this is the time to discover yourself and to live your life of a purpose, my friend. You know, He gave us life. He gave us a gift of life. What is it that you're giving in return? And it hurts so much. I'm going to give you an example. Like if somebody gives you a present and you don't embrace it with gratitude, you don't use it, and you give it back to the person, how will you feel? How will you feel? I want to hear under comment section that how will you feel if someone gives you a gift to embrace, but you don't, and at a later stage you give it back to the person. It's just like with God. He gave us a gift of life. What is it that we give to him in return? We have to live full and die empty. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been sent to this world to fulfill the work that God wants us to do. Are you busy with those tasks? How do you spend your time? What is it that you are busy with? What keeps you busy? Think about it. And I also want to hear under comment section. And the other thing, we have to be educated. We need to equip ourselves with education. Like my former president, Nelson Mandela, who once said, you know, education is the single most powerful tool that can change the world. Are you empowering yourself with knowledge? Are you working on yourself? What is it that you do? What types of literature are you reading? Are you adding value into your life? Or are you subtracting value from the life that your parents have started your foundation with? Let me hear from you. And so be the change that you want to see in the world. You know, most of us, we run for labels. You know, we'll say, I want to be a fan of Louis Vuitton. I want to be a fan of Salvatore. I want to be a fan of Burberry. When are you going to start to create your own label? It's never late, my friend. Start creating your own label now. Be known about your label. Be known from your label. And nowadays, you know, we see powerful women building hospitals. We see powerful women ministering to other people. We see powerful women praying to other people. How do you spend your time? My friend, this is the time to discover yourself. And no matter how rich we may become materially, we don't have to become poor morally and spiritually. And I want to encourage you and motivate you that how about if we focus our time and energy on the things above? Because the things above are unseen and those things are eternal. Unlike the things that we see, those things are just transient. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and see how handsomely he will bless you. It is said that when you do that, all the things that you want, even those that you have not asked for, all the doors that you have not even knocked on, will be opened for you to can walk through. And nowadays, you know, we think that we've got the power in us. It's true, we've got the power in us, but we are using it wrongly. You know, we fly in the air like birds and swim in the sea like fish. But we forget to connect with our inner being. We forget to reconnect with our spiritual being. My friend, let me tell you, Nothing beats the wisdom of God that He instilled in us. Nothing beats the wisdom that is reflected in all the literature that is about self-improvement, that is about self-growth. You know, it is said that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you really want to go far, go together. So learn from the others, my friend, and seek for advices, ask for help. By doing that, it doesn't mean that you are weak. No, it empowers you more to become more wiser. It empowers you more to become more stronger. So let us hold hands to can be able to face all the challenges and the tribulations that we are facing now. There's much that I can learn from you, and there's even so much that you can learn from me. No man is an island. And you know, nobody in this whole world will give you freedom. No, freedom is what you create for yourself. And if only you are disciplined. Yes. And nobody again will give you equality or justice or anything that your heart desire. This is based upon you. That is based on your positive mental attitude and your discipline that you have in you. And if you are a real man, you'll take my words. But if you're not, you'll say, oh, well, there she goes, Elsa now. But all what I'm saying is not from me. I got it also from the literature. So why not embarking on it? And I, for one, you know, out of discipline, out of my positive mental attitude, will join in with anyone. I don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Isn't it powerful? It is. So if you have no critics, if you cannot take critics from somebody else, you are likely not to be disciplined and you are likely not to be successful in life. And if you are not to be blind with patriotism, that you can't handle or to face reality. Yes, wrong is wrong, my friend. And no matter who does or say it, wrong is wrong. It will never tend to be right unless if somebody corrects it. And the value of discipline in our daily life brings about self-discipline, and we will be able to control one's temptations and to resist them. You know, we get tempted. In many a times we get tempted. Temptation is all over. But when you are disciplined, when you have self-discipline in you, you are able to control the spirit of temptation in you, and you are even able to control your emotion, and you are even able to control yourself. So, can you relate with me when I say that discipline is a powerful tool that can take you to places that you can ever imagine, and to make decisions and do activities that will reflect positively? That is another benefit of discipline. And self-discipline depends from person to person, from time to time. And in simple words, discipline is the practice of making people obey rules or to obey the standards of behavior and punish them when they don't. Yes, you know, if you are not disciplined and you go out of the way, you need someone who is disciplined to can guide you. And whenever that happens to you, don't start to groan and grumble, and don't start to complain, to say that, you know, he is after me or she's after me, and so is doing this. No, 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 no. Don't have that mentality. Wrong, it's wrong, and it has to be corrected. And you know, it's just like when you encounter a problem in your life, don't leave that problem to solve itself, because once that happens, you know, it will be beyond your control. Whenever you encounter a problem today, whenever you face a challenge today, don't go to bed tonight without solving it. It's just like if you hurt someone, don't go to bed tonight without saying, I am sorry. Because you don't know what the next moment holds for you. Better to correct things at an early stage than to leave them to get out of control. Therefore, discipline is the quality of being able to behave and work in a controlled way, which involves obeying particular rules or standards. As I've mentioned that, you know, laws are created just to make sure that there is control, just like rules and regulations. Even at home, we've got those rules and regulations. Yes. So let us have a look into the importance of discipline in our daily living. The value of discipline is the way to do what needs to be done. If you know that I have to go and fetch my wife from her work, you will do it if you are disciplined without being told. But if you lack discipline, you will wait until the poor wife starts to call you to say, where are you? I'm still waiting for you. I mean, for things that you know that you have to do, if you are disciplined, you will do them without being reminded. How awesome is that? And not only does practice allow one to establish a positive action, it helps us train our minds and body and enables us to focus on our goals and to regulate our emotions. Isn't it true? It's true, because if you are disciplined, you'll be able to take charge. You'll be able to take courage of everything. You'll be in control of your emotions. You'll be in control of your temptations. You'll be in control of your short-temperedness. And it helps preserve society's peace in order. And again, everything will follow in place in the rightful way. Yes, it's like that, my friend. And you know, we've got different types of discipline, but because of time factor, I will just dwell on one, which is the preventative discipline. This type of discipline is all about establishing expectations, guidelines, like when we are in the classroom at schools, whereby the rules for behavior during the first days of lessons in order to proactively prevent disruptions. Or like maybe a newbie in a working environment, you need to be given an orientation, and along the way, they will tell you about disciplinary measures. It's just to make sure that things have to be done in order, and laws and rules and regulations are to be followed. So I want to challenge you and ask you this question. Do you think discipline is key to success? Let me get your answer under comment section. And please give me your likes, give me your heart, and share this video with other people out there, because we lack discipline, most of us. Even with me, I might think that I'm disciplined, but when you look into my actions, you'll say, no, you still need to be disciplined, Elsa. And I acknowledge that. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And yes, discipline is key and is the single most important attribute to becoming successful in our daily living. It helps you to stay focused on reaching your goals, and it gives you gumption to stick with difficult tasks, and it allows you to overcome obstacles and discomfort as you push yourself to new heights. And again, what is discipline in our lives? It's nothing other than the role to set order or orderliness, efficiency, punctuality, organization, and focus on our task. Just like, lack of time management is lack of discipline, isn't it? I'll give you an example, or I'll give you a scenario. You always report late on duty. Don't you think it's lack of discipline? It is. And if you do that with intentions, then disciplinary measures has to be practiced. Disciplinary measures has to be carried out to make sure that you don't fall back on your attitude of late coming. And when we have discipline, is when we have self-control over anything in our lives. And discipline is a skill and it's learned. Yes, we learn every day, and learning is continuous, just like with discipline. I can learn another way of becoming disciplined as of now, as I'm talking to you now, or you can learn something out of everything that I've been presenting to you right now, something that you might not be aware of, or something, you used to take for granted and you didn't associate it, you associate it with discipline. Now you can realize that that is another way of self-improvement on discipline, and it has to be followed and applied in our lives. And it's not an innate characteristic, no. And it's clear that many people don't know how to increase their self-discipline. So my question again to you is, how do you increase your self-discipline? I like to know from your view under comment section. And discipline is not purchased over the counter, as I've mentioned before. It's something that you invest in yourself to increase it. Yes. And the other way is through intentional and dedicated practice. If you're honest with yourself, you'll be honest with the surrounding or the environment that you are in. And once you do that, you increase on your discipline. It's not nice to be remembered or to be reminded about the basic things, like wake up in the morning, pray, take a bath, go for shopping. Wake up in the morning, have breakfast. Wake up in the morning, take bath, change your clothes before you go outside. Those are the basic things. And it takes a whole lot of commitment. It takes a whole lot of discipline for you to can carry out those tasks. So who is a disciplined individual? According to your view, who is a disciplined individual? According to my perspective, disciplined person or disciplined people are those that are true to your words. You know, be a man of your word. If you promise someone something, carry it out without, playing hide and seek. Own it up and be truthful. Be honest and be loyal. This is another way of showing discipline. And if you are disciplined, it helps again because people will know that what type of a person you are, and they will know how to handle you. It's just like if you don't love yourself. Who will love you if you don't love yourself? It has to start with yourself so that the other people will follow to love you. Yes, it is like that. And again, when you make decision to do something, you take accountability. That is another form of self-discipline. Yes. And to avoid temptation again is another form of discipline. And it is hard for everyone. And that includes the highly disciplined person as well. It's difficult to be disciplined, but with practice, you will become a well-disciplined person. And all in all, discipline is everything. I'm running out of time. I'm stealing Joshua's time, and I don't want him to be cross with me. So, listeners, I've come to the end of my talk show today. Until next time, I thank you, and I humbly respect you for joining my talk show. From me, I say, have a blessed day further. Goodbye.